Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Live with Spry. I know it's been a long time. Spry wakes up when I start talking about her, but I was really hesitant to go live and do this one. Clearly, I'm in the truck. I thought it was probably safer for me to do this than to continue to text and message and email like I had been the last couple hours. So, I wanted to. We're not gonna have this be nearly as interactive, I guess, and action. I don't know if I call any of them action-packed, but this is probably minimal action. But it is Spry. I've got Taylor in the back, and I thought what I would do is I was hesitant to go live again. I can see a lot of familiar faces are coming on. I was hesitant to go live, and I kicked it around, and we haven't gone live for some time. I'll flip it back around. We haven't gone live for a while. I've talked about doing it, and the weather hasn't been the best, and I've been really busy and traveling and all that stuff. And then I started thinking about it, and I went, man, these are really good excuses that I'm making up. So part of the reason why I'm doing it right now is because I realize I won't do them if I just don't start doing them. And one of the things that, I did a post not too long ago, and I talked about, a lot of people coming on. Doug, Nicole, Kevin's on, Caleb, Trevor, Marty, Rachel Baranchik, Steph, Nicole, James Monjar. You're on my list of things to talk about in this live, so be ready. Charlie, Chris, so welcome everybody. So I thought about the idea of going live, and when I was down at ATA last week, we had more conversations about Live with Spry than anything, and it was really clear the value that some of those had for some people. So I really have to commit myself to doing it again. And I thought about it, and I thought, I would really like to lose some weight. I wrote a post not too long ago about how dog training is easy, but it's a lot like losing weight. You have to do stuff, and so Live with Spry is the same thing for me. I've thought about losing some weight. I want more energy, and I want this health aspect of my life, but I've thought about it a lot, and amazingly I haven't lost any weight. I actually have to do something in order to have it be effective. So in order for me to get back in with Live with Spry, I feel like I just have to do it, and that's why we're doing this one. There's not a ton of training that's going to take place. This is our training. Extension of place. She's settled in, and we're on the road. But what I thought I would do is use it as an opportunity to go live, and then the other thing is catch you up on some of the stuff that we've got going, and my plans with the Live with Sprys. They will live on. They're going to continue on, and I'm kind of excited about it because I'm ready to take some next steps, I think, with Spry. So not that we haven't been doing anything over I think the last one we did was a couple months ago. Not that we haven't been doing anything. We just haven't been doing anything really exciting or new. But we're going to be. She's ready for it. She's through old conditioning. She's retrieving. So we're going to be able to take those steps, and you guys will be able to follow along with us on those. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, Vicky got in. Hey, Vicky. Doug is in. Dan. Another Dan. Mikey Cunningham joined in. Welcome, guys. Another thing that we're going to talk about is some of the stuff that we've got going. So one of the advantages that we're going to have with Live with Spry going forward is we've got a new warehouse that we're going to be moving into, and I believe I have a booster system or something like a booster system that's going to make it so that we're easier to do these without losing reception. That was another big hurdle that I had in the past. I think we may have the fix to that. So that's good. That'll allow us to be able to be more involved with the lives. Workshops. I just announced this week the workshops that we're doing. And the April one at our place, the early April one, it's not early I guess, but it's like April 27th, 28th, and 29th, I think are the dates, is about half full. So we have not advertised them yet. We just posted them on our page. I'm going to advertise them soon. But if you are interested in a workshop, I'm going to be continuing to post some of the footage from past workshops. And if you or someone you know is interested, don't hesitate. I urge you to sign up quickly, because we limit the spaces. There's only 15. We're only going to have 15 max in each workshop. It's not a lot. So if you are interested, you should sign up for those. And if you know someone, I'd ask you to please share it. Wyatt joined in. I'm actually going to see Wyatt tonight. Aaron Garlock joined in. Welcome, Aaron. Aaron is signed up for the workshop. Jeff, welcome, Jeff. So 3 workshops. 2 of them are at our headquarters. I call it our headquarters. It's our house in Pulaski. The other one is the Next Step workshop, and the Next Step workshop is an extension of the first workshops. So I do not call them advanced. I don't call them beginner. I don't call them intermediate. I think that that limits what really is going to happen in those, and I don't think it's necessarily accurate. So Next Step is named Next Step because I think it is the next step. I don't think that our workshops, just because you've gone through a workshop, doesn't mean that you're advanced. And just because you've never done our workshops, but you've done a ton of other stuff, doesn't mean you're advanced. I think it's all relative. And so when we do a workshop, the reason we're doing the next steps is because we've had enough people to get through the workshop that I think are ready to look at the next step. And the reason it's a prerequisite to have gone through a first one is not because I think you're going to be so much further advanced as far as where you and your dogs are, but you understand what we covered in the first one. And what we cover in that first, I call it a foundation workshop, is we talk about the handler more than the dog. We don't train dogs in 3 days. I mean, we try to, but not a lot gets accomplished. We try to we train the trainer, and then they can go home and apply it. And so we cover a ton of foundation, and we cover a ton of stuff that we need ultimately if we're going to go into the field and get where we want to get as far as shed hunting, game recovery or tracking, upland, gun dog, doesn't matter. The foundation has to be there. So that's where we cover a lot of that. And it used to be very mechanical. So some of the people that have been to old workshops, when I say old workshops, 3 years ago or older, which we started I think 5 or 6 years ago with workshops. So we had a couple of years of workshops. Some of the people that went to the very first ones, Zach is getting in, Corey's in, Sam's in. Welcome, guys. Where are we located? Corey, we're in Pulaski, northwest of Green Bay, Wisconsin. But some of those older workshops, the first couple of years, were very mechanical. Had more of a focus on mechanics than anything. I would say the last 2 or 3 years, they have shifted greatly, and a shared emphasis maybe has been put on feel, connection, trust, that part of the handler-dog relationship as opposed to just mechanics. So mechanics we cover a lot of in DVDs. It's really hard to cover the other half of what I think the training equation is. Kathy is in. Kathy hanging on to her dog closely. Kathy's going to be sending a dog to us. One of the pups that I've got Tito. If you guys have seen Tito, we got a sister of Tito, Kathy has, and I'm going to have to pry it out of Kathy's arms, I think, to get it back up here. But, so that's the foundation workshop, and I think that's why it's a prereq to the second one. We're doing 2 of those this year so far, and if we do more, we may, but nothing scheduled yet. So those are upcoming. Seminars, we're going to Jay's Sporting Goods. I did a podcast this week with Mike Avery. I don't know if you've ever listened to Mike Avery. He's a Michigan guy. Probably one of the best interviewers I've ever talked with. He was really good. And we did about a half-hour podcast on shed training and game recovery training, and it was all leading up to Jay's Sporting Goods. We're doing a seminar in their store February 10th. I'm pretty sure it's February 10th. It's on a Saturday. We've got a couple Whitetails Unlimited events that weekend in Gaylord, Michigan, and we will be in the store on Saturday. So that's free. So anyone can come to those. We're going to be at Cabela's in Rogers, Minnesota. That's coming up. I think it's February 24th. Again, it's a Saturday. I've got some posters made that I'm going to be posting. And some of them are on our Facebook page already. But I think it's February 24th. We're going to have a seminar in that store. Again, that one is totally free. But it's at Cabela's in Rogers, Minnesota. The times on it, you'd have to look on the poster. I think we're in the store from, I want to say maybe 10 to 2 or 10 to 3 or 10 to 4, something like that. Seminar, I think, is at noon on that one. Jay's, we're in the store, I believe, from 10 till 2, and the seminar's at 11. And then we're going to Bass Pro Shops in Altoona, Iowa, March 1st. It's a Thursday night. Adam joined in, Nick Ackerman joined in. Welcome, guys. We're going to be, Nick, this is for you, Nick. We're down in Altoona March 1st. It's a Thursday night. That's at Bass Pro Shops. And we're going to do a seminar there. That one's free. Again, the hours I'll have to look. I think we're in the store till 8:30. The store closes at 9. I think I said we're getting there at 4, maybe. And doing a seminar at 6, I think. So, Nick asked, am I coming to the Whitetail Classic this year? We are going to be, that's that weekend. We're going to be at Bass Pro Shops on Thursday. I've got meetings on Friday. I'm working with Shields out of Des Moines, and I'm going to possibly be connecting with them for the show. It's not set yet, Nick, but if it is, I'll announce it here. But then I am going in Ankeny, Iowa. We're doing a Whitetails Unlimited event that Saturday night. So I probably will be at the show at some point over that period of time. I may be working with Shields for part of that show. Kelly, another Iowa, Kelly Primix. So those are a couple Iowa things that we're doing. And then we've got a couple other things that are in the works right now that it just aren't pinned down as far as dates and times. But so I know it's a really boring live with Spry, but for me the takeaway is we did it. We got back into this routine a little bit of doing it. Like I said, man, I kicked it around for the last hour and a half and figured out everything else I could do besides going live. So it's going to be a short one, probably the shortest one ever. Planet B, you're at the Whitetails dinner in Ankeny. Awesome, Nick. We did the Iowa one a few years back. I'm actually on my way to a Whitetails event tonight. Now, when I say a Whitetails event, we come with Taylor and Spry. We go, and I'll be announcing those. Those are the other things. We're doing Iowa. We're doing 2 in Michigan. I'm doing 1 in Eau Claire tonight. We're doing, I think we've got one in Minnesota coming up. We've got one in Green Bay coming up this spring. I'm working on another. Well, I'm working on a couple other things. I will wait, I guess, to say until I get them pinned down. But so those are events. So I'm trying to put together a list of all the stuff we're going to be at, because I do find a lot of value in just being able to run into meeting. Like ATA was great for lots of reasons, but one of the things that I really enjoyed was all the conversations that we had with people that I didn't necessarily know. I had never met them before face to face, but I felt like I kind of knew them, and I think they felt like they kind of knew me through Live with Spry. So just another thing that is positive takeaway from that. So that's it. It's not a ton, like I said, not a ton of excitement. That's the excitement level that we have. So I will let you go with that. But weather is better. Our shop is coming along. We're going to be into it in February. I believe we have the Wi-Fi situation fixed. I don't want to say we do yet because it's not for sure, but I think we're going to, which is going to just allow us a ton of. Someone just made an angry face. What are you angry about? Which I think is going to give us a ton of opportunity to do some stuff. So I think that's it. Unless anybody has a question, and I'll let that happen quick, because I know when we do the Live with Sprys, we get in our little cadence of training, and then a lot of questions come up. If someone has a question, and I probably catch a lot of people off guard, and because they're going, man, you haven't done this in a long time. So unless you got a question and you say it quickly, that is the value of lives, is we can answer questions, and I have a little bit of time to do that right now. So if you got a question, fire away. If you don't have a question, I'm going to let you guys run. Weather is getting great, 40 degrees or pushing 40 degrees today. So, and deer are starting to drop antlers. I don't think it's a lot, and I'm not in a rush to go look for them. I think the very few that are, I don't want to risk bumping any other deer right now. So my personal feeling is be patient. You've heard me say it before, be patient. So I got to be patient with that stuff too. So I don't see any questions. Quickest live with Spry ever. We'll build on that, I promise you. So you guys have a great rest of your weekend. If you're going to be at the Whitetails and dinner, just be sure to come up with Pet Taylor and Spry for that matter. So we'll talk to you guys soon, and have a great rest of your weekend.